time when there is violence in Bengal, to Kerala, to Manipur, at a time when the Supreme Court is hearing the entire matter of the Waqf Act passed by Parliament last week, I'm joined by Minority Affairs Minister, Mr. Kiren Rijiju. Mr. Kiren Rijiju, are you breathing a sigh of relief that the Supreme Court hasn't stayed the Waqf Act just yet, and you've been able to manage a 7-day reprieve because the government will submit their affidavit? Are you worried about the act itself?
No, I will not look at things from that way as you are describing. I would rather ensure that the objective of the act, which we passed in a parliament after marathon debate, and also which had gone through JPC and many other deep consultation process, we have to finally see the logical conclusion of the intention of the entire parliament and the government. So the timeline is another issue which I may explain later on, but as of now, it's a process. I'm satisfied that we have passed it through the parliament, and let us see at the time of implementation, there are certain things we have to do, like drafting of subordinate legislation, the rules and everything will come. And then we will give a holistic look little later. But right now, I'm just seeing it as a normal course of action. And the Supreme Court of India definitely will take a call. But I have my own sense that it will not go into a situation where we will be disappointed.
75 plus parties have challenged the Waqf Act in the Supreme Court. And you're saying this is something that you expected, normal course of events, 75 parties opposing the act?
I have very emphatically stated in the past also on this matter. The judiciary has its own role to play. We are a nation of parliamentary democracy. We govern ourselves. The people of India govern themselves through their elected representatives. The judiciary is there to scrutinize and to ensure that the spirit of the Constitution is maintained and the rule of law is totally followed by everybody. So that part, there's no question about it. If any provision is found to be violative of any provision of the Constitution, Supreme Court will definitely look into it. But the point is, since we had gone through so much of deliberation into the entire process of the passing of the Waqf Amendment Act, if somebody tries to come through a back door to scuttle the entire effort and to further their political interests, that is not a welcome step. However, that doesn't prevent them from going to the court.
So let me ask you, when the Supreme Court asks 3 basic questions. Question number 1, that Waqf by user, there might be some genuine bona fide cases as well. Removing it lock, stock and barrel, the Supreme Court has asked you a question. Number 2, concern that the Supreme Court has put out is the question of you appointing non-Muslim members on the boards of Waqf. They've asked you a question, will you put non-Hindu members on the board of Hindu endowment trusts as well? These questions are legitimate questions being asked.
These are valid questions, and this will be responded appropriately in the court. But what I want to make things very clear is, if you're talking about Waqf by users, I had explained it on the floor of the House also. We are a country which is being, following the rule of law according to the spirit of the Constitution of India. Now, you are expected to have a document of any particular property. You can't have in perpetuity having or something property without document. Suppose if you talk about Waqf by user, if a property is being used for particular purpose, the purpose for special Waqf is by declaring Waqf in the name of Allah for charitable, religious or pious purpose. These are well defined. Now, if you have declared a Waqf for a particular purpose, and if it is not utilized for the same purpose, what would you say? Secondly, Waqf by user has a connotation. We are not saying, if you see the provisions in the Act, we have not given it a retrospective effect. What we are saying is, those properties, even Waqf by user, are being recognized, are being acknowledged with certain documents which has been accepted in large. They will not have any kind of change in their status. So there is a miscommunication from somewhere saying that, oh, Waqf by user means if there is a no deed agreement to create a property, then that will be terminated or government will take it over. No. Waqf by user, we have made it very clear. Hence, from now on, you can't create a Waqf by oral. You can't just by making a declaration orally. You have to have a document. That means through a deed of agreement. But any Waqf by user property which has been accepted, acknowledged, recognized, we can't go back and change the status.
The point is, there are so many things wrong in this country. Why do you choose to correct only Waqf? Why do you only bring in CAA? You know, this approach is being seen as anti-minority. How would you defend yourself?
As you are talking about some of the names of the Act which are dealing with or which are related to Muslims. Tell me any other provisions other than the Waqf Amendment Act which is concerning only Muslims? It is not. If you talk about the CAA, it is the people who make it as a Muslim issue. It is not a Muslim issue. It is about the minorities who are subjected to religious persecution in the neighboring countries in Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, and who have come to India as a refugee. So this is not a targeted kind of a step for Muslim community. These are for the unfortunate people, and they're coming to our shelter. And then if people start thinking that our government is doing only things connected to Muslim, that means people are ignoring every day the numerous steps we are taking for the country as a whole, sabka saath, sabka vikas.
So how does anybody explain the violence that we are seeing in Kerala, in Bengal specifically?
No, Bengal is a very specific case. It's a very unfortunate that the Chief Minister, the day we passed the Waqf Amendment Act, immediately she made a statement that she will not allow the act to be implemented in West Bengal. What does it mean? And then she justifies, the TMC justified, that the violence is a natural reaction of the act. Law and order is a state subject. Chief Minister is the right person to handle the law and order situation, because it is, as a mandate given by the Constitution, central government cannot interfere into the issues or handling the law and order situation. Now the Chief Minister has in effect given incitement, instigating the people to protest and creating violence leading to unfortunate tragic death of innocent people. If they are so forcefully convinced about the things they are putting forward in the public domain, they should vote. So I was surprised.
Rahul Gandhi voted against the bill.
Priyanka
Gandhi Vadra was not there.
She was not there, and
but she hasn't been there for the Congress working committee meeting in Gujarat. In fact, yesterday...
Voting Gujarat, I can't say voting is the right of the members. If you're absent, you must have a valid reason. In fact, people are brought from the hospital for voting.
But she wasn't present in the CWC, and yesterday when they were protesting, the Congress leaders were protesting against the ED's charge sheet on Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Also, she was not present at the protest.
That's why I'm saying...
What are you reading in that?
See, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is MP from Kerala. All the church bodies of Kerala had made an ardent appeal to all the political parties to support and vote in favor of the Waqf Amendment Bill. The all India church bodies had made a public appeal. I had gone to Kerala the other day. They are still expressing gratitude to the Prime Minister and our government for bringing this particular act. So I can understand. And some of the MPs from Kerala will feel it and find it in the future that going against this bill is a great mistake. It's a political mistake for them.
But Rahul Gandhi says that you don't even allow him to speak in Parliament as the leader of opposition.
I am the Parliamentary Affairs Minister. Let me be very emphatically clear about what happens in the Parliament. We give all the authority and space to Rahul Gandhi as leader of opposition. He has never been deprived of his time and his position. The problem comes when he wants to speak out of turn, or when he wants to do something which is not permissible as per the rules and conduct of business in the House. Within the House, you are to follow certain ethics, certain guidelines, certain norms, which are for everybody. So that is why the problem is Rahul Gandhi says he is, speaking out of turn, then his mic is off. That's natural. There are 543 mics in front of every member in the House. If you switch on all the mics together, then it will become like a fish market. You can't listen to each other. I respect Rahul Gandhi as a member of Parliament.
Really? You do?
Of
That's
course.
news.
You tell me.
That's news. Because that will be news for all political parties that you respect Rahul Gandhi. Because now he is accused number 2 in the National Herald matter.
That is a criminal case. Even
it's
a criminal.
Targeting of Rahul Gandhi.
Even a criminal has own rights.
Are you calling him a criminal?
I said this is a criminal case. He is not being, put in behind a bar. But there is a case going on. I have nothing to offer with regards to the case right now, because that is another subject we'll discuss later.
You're a very interesting man. Your timeline on social media is interesting, on the kinds of food that you enjoy, the kind of music, folk music from Northeast that you enjoy. Someday, maybe we'll get you in your backyard to enjoy what Kiren Rijiju in his own farm is all about.
Certainly, please think of coming to my constituency and my village someday.
Absolutely, that's a promise. Thank you very much, Mr. Kiren Rijiju, for joining me on Frankly Speaking.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.